We are so happy to have this opportunity to join you today. We wish we could see you and be there with you, but we are thankful that we at least can do it this way. Thanks for the invitation to share with you today.
It is really hard for us to believe that we were with you last year on February the 16th. Little did we know what was coming just around the corner and how our world would change. We were blessed last year to be able to travel to Peru on a missions trip at the beginning of March. We led a small team of 5 from Canada and ministered alongside some people who were children's workers in Peru. We helped to run a weekend camp in Lima, as well as a VBS program in a small town called Pacasmayo up the coast. We were able to share ideas with them, and they inspired us with their ideas as well. They wanted to learn from us how to run a camp, and we felt like we learned more from them than they did from us. We arrived home on March the 15th. The next day, the Peruvian borders were closed and no one could travel to or from the country. It was a close call for us, and we were so thankful that we were able to arrive home safely without any delays. We had friends who were down there doing other ministry who were not able to leave the country until weeks later. So that is how our COVID experience began.
Once back home, we immediately started wondering and thinking about what all this would mean for Evergreen Christian Ministries and our 2 camps. We kept planning and taking registrations, hoping we would be able to run the camps. Everything was shut down in the spring and we were laid off for a time, but we held out hope that we would be able to open as a campground. By the beginning of June, we learned that we could go ahead and open for seasonal site rentals. Still not sure if we could open any more than that. But we did learn that we would not be able to offer overnight kids camps. We had to unhire all our staff that we had gone through the process of hiring, which was a very difficult thing to do. We had already moved to the camp and at this point anticipated a very quiet and lonely summer with just the 2 of us up there working. We were so thankful when we learned that we could open as a campground and welcome people to come and use the grounds. At this point, many people who had registered decided not to keep their reservations for family camp, which was understandable, but overwhelmingly many donated partial or full fees back to the camp. It was gestures like this that kept us going and helped us through the summer. Quite a few people kept their reservations and came to the camp throughout the summer, enjoying the grounds, and people kept on coming. I had never been so busy with reservations before throughout the summer. Up until the very last weeks of camp, we still had people reserving spots. This is what sustained us, and we were so encouraged by everyone that came and supported us. Because of the flexibility we had in August, people were booking cabins and lakeside suites that normally would be used by ministry staff during youth camps. We had some interesting stories of how people found our camps that had not heard of us before. One couple was driving by, saw our sign and came in. They ended up staying for a time, and they came back again later in the summer, and they told friends about the camp who also came. So it was wonderful to make new connections with people that had not been to Mishewah before. We had many volunteers come throughout the summer and helped with many jobs around the camp. We had an unusual shifting bubble of people that came and went from the camp. But we were able to accomplish so many things that in a normal season we would not have been able to do. So we did find some advantages to the unusual summer.
So, once again, here we are looking at a new camp season, still in COVID, and still unsure what we are going to be able to do this summer. We are hopeful and expectant of what God will do this summer, but uncertain of how to plan. That being said, we still are planning and praying that God will be in all that we do. We are confident that we will be able to open as a campground again this summer, much the same as we did last year. But we are planning on doing more. We are hiring a more complete staff, including lifeguards, maintenance staff, and kitchen staff, who will help us to offer a little more this coming season. Things like supervised swimming and boating areas, hopefully being able to open all of our washrooms, and providing takeout meals from our kitchen. We are planning on offering a modified program that will be safe and follow COVID guidelines. We hope to have teaching and sharing times that may be different than usual, but will still minister to your families in a significant way. And we will continue to offer the freedom to use our campground and our amenities in the way we usually would.
As far as kids' camps go, we are more hesitant to plan too much for them. From our conversations with public health, it does not look very hopeful. As we are entering into a third wave of COVID right now, it seems that we may just have to hold off on running youth programs until 2022. However, we are planning on offering Mish in a Box, again, which was quite well received last summer, and we're still thinking through the possibility of a day camp, although this also presents us with some challenges that we would have to work through. We hope to have our final decisions made within the next month.
And as we look ahead to 2022, we are excited because we are going to be celebrating 50 years of camping ministry at Camp Mishewah. God has been so faithful, and we want to look back and reminisce about all the things he has done over the years. Plans are in the works for celebrations throughout the summer. We are looking for photos, stories, and participation from everyone that has experienced Camp Mishewah in one way or another. Mishewah has been a blessing in so many people's lives, and we want to acknowledge that.
So what can you do to support Mishewah this year? Please pray for us as we navigate through all the COVID guidelines and try to figure out the best course for camps this summer. Pray that we will find the right staff and enough to fill all the roles that we have, and that there will be unity among the staff. Pray that people will come and fill the camp so we can finish off in a good financial position again this year as we did last year. Pray for protection over the camp, that we will have no sickness brought on the grounds. And most importantly, pray that those that come to Mishewah will have their lives touched and be pointed to Jesus.
You can also help us by giving financially. We are also always so grateful for the donations that help us run the camp. Our fees don't really cover our costs. Therefore, we need people who support us so we can keep doing what we are doing. We are in desperate need of people who will commit to give monthly to help us all year round.
Send us your pictures and stories of camp and what it has meant to you over the past years. We look forward to hearing from many people so we can put together a great collection for our celebration.
And finally, come to camp. We want to see you there this summer. Come and relax and take a break for a week and get refreshed. You can also volunteer. Unfortunately, the missions team is not able to come this year, but there are many other opportunities to serve and to help with other projects around the camp. Our list is always so long. We hope to see you there.
Thank you again for having us here with you today. We're looking forward to when we can see you again in person. And we would love to hear from you. Check out the website, find our email addresses and phone numbers, and we would love to chat. Thank you.
Thanks.